Few things feel as good as knowing you're giving your child a real head start. And one of the most powerful ways to do that is to plan early for their education, so that when the time comes, the cost is a plan you've prepared for, not a wall that you run into. And the great news is that in Canada, the system is set up to help you with tax advantages and free government money that you can take advantage of to boost your savings. So in today's video, I'm answering all the education planning questions I hear most often so you can make the most of your children's future. Let's get into it. My name is Quentin Chambers. I'm a financial planner and portfolio manager, and over the last decade, I've dedicated my life's work to helping Canadian families find financial independence and peace of mind. How much should I save for my child's education, and where do I start? Let's take the pressure off this one right away, because the honest answer is it depends, and that's okay. The cost varies a lot based on the school, the program, and whether your child studies locally or abroad. So let's break it down into manageable steps. First is estimating the future costs. As a rough benchmark, tuition at a Canadian university runs somewhere between $7,000 and $10,000 a year for Canadian programs. Then layer in books, living expenses, inflation, which tends to average about 2 to 3% a year. That gives you a realistic target to aim at. Second is to set a savings goal. Decide on how much of that bill you actually want to cover. Are you funding full tuition, partial tuition, or just helping out with living costs? There's no wrong answer here, but picking one makes everything else concrete. Third is start with an RESP. For most Canadian families, a registered education savings plan is a natural foundation, and I will get into exactly why in just a moment. And fourth, budget it down to a monthly number. Break your goal down into small, consistent monthly contributions. And here's the encouraging part. Even a modest amount invested early can grow into something substantial because compounding does a heavy lifting over time. Starting early matters more than starting big. What are the benefits of an RESP and how does it actually work? The RESP is honestly one of the best deals in Canadian personal finance because it combines a tax advantage with free government money. Let me walk you through exactly why. First is going to be tax advantage growth. The investments inside your RESP will grow without being taxed along the way. And when the money is withdrawn for education, the growth in grants are taxed in your child's hand, not yours. Since most students have little or no income, that usually means very little tax, if none at all. Second, and this is a big one, the government actually pays you to save. Through the Canada Education Savings Grant, the federal government adds 20% on top of your contributions up to $500 a year with a lifetime maximum of $7,200 per child. That's free money and a guaranteed 20% on the moment you contribute. There is almost nothing else like it. Third, the contributions are flexible. You don't have to contribute every single year. You can pause or adjust based on what's happening in your life, which makes it realistic for families. And fourth, you have a wide range of investment options inside of the plan, from mutual funds to stocks to GICs, so you can grow savings into the way that fits your timeline as well as your comfort level. How do I maximize government grants for my child's education savings? This is where a little knowledge turns into real money. Here's how to capture as much as the free grants as possible. First is contribute early. The sooner you start, the more the CESG grants you can collect and the more time your money has to compound. You can open up an RESP as soon as you have your child's birth certificate and social insurance number, so there's no reason to wait. Second is to aim to max out the CESG. To get the full $500 grant each year, you want to contribute at least $2,500 annually. And if you missed out on contributions in past years, you can catch up. By contributing extra, you can collect a grant on a prior year too, up to $1,000 of CESG in a single year. Coordinate family contributions. If grandparents or other relatives want to chip in, that's wonderful. Just make sure that everyone is coordinated so you don't blow past the lifetime contribution limit of $50,000 per child. Now, there is one more advanced strategy worth understanding, and it's called superfunding the RESP. The idea is to front-load contributions, putting in a large lump sum, which is a $50,000 lifetime limit early on. Now, the trade-off is real. By contributing to it all at once, you give up future CESG grants since the grant is capped at $500 per year. What you gain is maximum time in the market for the larger sum to compound. Whether superfunding actually comes out ahead depends on your time horizon and ultimately your investment returns. Remember, the CESG is essentially a guaranteed 20% return on your contributions, which is very hard to beat. So for many families, maximizing the grant first or a hybrid approach where you put in a lump sum but still capture that annual grant can be a smarter play. This is exactly the kind of thing worth running the numbers on for your specific situation before you decide. What's the best way to draw down an RESP when the time comes? Withdrawing strategically is just important as savings because doing it well maximizes the tax benefits and helps you avoid any penalties. So let's start with the two different types of withdrawals because understanding this is the key to understanding everything. First type is called an educational assistance payment, or an EAP. This is made up of government grants plus all of your investment earnings. EAP withdrawals are taxed in your child's name, which is almost always a good thing because students are usually in a low or zero tax bracket. The second type is a refund of contributions, or ROC. This is simply the return of the money that you originally put in. It comes out completely tax-free because you already paid tax on those dollars years ago. So here's a strategy. Withdraw the grants and earnings first. Prioritize taking out the EAPs early in your child's education. Why? Because any unused EAP money may have to be returned if your child does not continue their studies. You want to make sure those grants and the growth are completely used. And plan for tax efficiency by spreading out the EAPs out over the full length of your child's education. Pulling out a huge amount in a single year could push your child into a higher tax bracket, so smoothing it out keeps your tax bill low. A little sequencing here protects more of your hard-earned savings. So here's the heart of it. Education planning is about so much more than just setting aside money. It's about making smart decisions today that line up with your child's future. When you start early, take full advantage of government grants, and understand how to draw down the money, you turn a daunting expense into a calm, well-prepared plan. You're not just saving money, you're opening doors for your kid. Now, if you want to know how this information applies to your specific situation, there's a link in the description to book a free introductory call with me. As always, please make sure you're leaving a like and subscribe so videos just like this end up in your newsfeed. Until the next one, take care.